Welcome back to Up Front and our look at the ground game Republicans and Democrats in Wisconsin have been putting together for 2016. We just heard about Republican efforts. Now let's turn to the Democrats. We're joined by former Obama campaign operative Joe Zepecki. Joe, thanks very much for being with us today.
Good to be here.
So there's a debate scheduled in Wisconsin for February 11th, Democratic debate. Is that debate going to still matter? It'll be after Iowa and New Hampshire. Will it still matter?
I think it will still matter. I think it will still take place. Mr. Sanders has a passionate following, and he, at this point, has demonstrated he has the resources to extend this campaign. So I think it will be another important moment where Wisconsin is in the national spotlight.
Let's talk a little bit about how this state is viewed politically. You worked for the Obama campaign in 2012, the statewide campaign. Is Wisconsin still viewed as a battleground state, or in some respects has that changed?
I think it is. I don't think it's what I would call a super battleground state. If you look at the last two presidential elections, there are states like Ohio, Florida, Virginia, and North Carolina that have been absolutely razor thin the last two times. Wisconsin hasn't been. It's been more of a 6 to 8 point win for Democrats. But if you look a little bit further beyond that, in 2000 and 2004, Wisconsin was among the most hotly contested states in the country. And I think it's entirely possible that in 2016, the state looks more like 2000 or 2004 than it did the last two times.
Why do you say that?
There's no question, whether you love President Obama, hate him, or somewhere in between, that he is a historic, transformational figure. And Mrs. Clinton certainly has the opportunity to seize a historic mantle and really get people fired up. But we haven't seen that just yet. And when you look at the makeup of the electorate in 2008 and 2012, Republicans never stood a chance with young voters, voters of color, as fired up to turn out and vote as they were, and ultimately did.
You say that the demographics of this state play a role in how it's viewed, for example, by Republicans. They see it as a state that they could win, that in some respects they should win because of the demographics.
Well, yes, it's a little bit older, it's a little bit whiter. There are other states in the country that are changing more rapidly in terms of demographics and that are coming onto that presidential battleground map. You know, in 2000, North Carolina and Virginia, forget about it if you were a Democrat. Now those are hotly contested battleground states. So as the path to 270 electoral votes has gotten more difficult for Republicans, they have to look at a place like Wisconsin and say, we got to invest there, we got to spend there, and we got to try and win there, or our path to 270 is non-existent.
And so is it considered must-win for Democrats, or do you see it as just it's nice that we win it, but there are other paths to victory?
I think one follows the other. Right? Because Republicans have to have it to expand their map, Democrats have to treat it like a really important bulwark. Right? If Democrats lose Wisconsin, all of a sudden their map gets harder. And I'm sure that, you know, in the high command of the Clinton campaign, they're anticipating Wisconsin is a state that we have to look at early investment, put a solid team on, build the infrastructure in case it starts to look more like 2000 or 2004 so that they can push it over the top.
As a Democrat, are you worried about polling that has come out that shows that Republicans seem far more energized about this election? Are you worried that Democrats don't have that same energy and that could, as you suggested earlier, could come back to haunt them if turnout is down from levels in 2012 or 2008?
Absolutely. That's what keeps me awake at night. When you look at the last 8 years and all of the reforms that President Obama has implemented and the distance that we've traveled from where we were at the depths of the Great Recession, we need to make sure we protect what's happened over the last 8 years. And right now, all of the attention and enthusiasm and in some cases anger is on the Republican side. So what Mrs. Clinton needs to do is lay out a clear plan for here's what I'm going to do, here's where I want to take us, here's how we build on the legacy that President Obama has left and get people fired up. Some of that is going to happen naturally once there's a one-on-one contest and a Republican nominee, but she's got to make sure that she's communicating forcefully and aggressively where she wants to take us in the next 4 to 8 years.
So I began with the question, would the debate on February 11th, the Democratic debate, still matter? Let me ask the obvious question, will the Wisconsin primary still matter in the Democratic Party?
I think that will matter a little bit less. I think by that point it will be pretty clear that Mrs. Clinton is going to be the nominee. However, because of the amount of enthusiasm Senator Sanders has generated, the amount of money he can raise, he can keep this going for as long as he wants, as long as he isn't hurting the party, hurting the likely eventual nominee, I don't think there's an incentive for him to go home. He's got a platform right now to talk about issues that are very important to him and very important to a lot of Americans. And I think it is important to have a Democratic voice and candidate for president out there talking about these things.
Joe Zbecki was a key figure in the 2012 Obama campaign in Wisconsin. We appreciate your time. Thanks very much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Our editorial partner, WisPolitics.com, has a roundup of the latest news from the campaign trail. You'll find that on the election blog at WisPolitics.com. A new provision in state law takes some struggling Milwaukee public schools and puts them under the control of the county executive. I'll be talking to the commissioner of these so-called opportunity schools. That's next on Up Front. And remember, for political news and information throughout the week, you can follow me at Mike Boucher on Twitter.